Hi guys, how is it going? Good, I hope. My name is Andy, I'm doing great, thanks for asking, and I hope you are having a fantastic day as well. In this video, we're going to do a 5-card pick a card, as I so often do, but this one is a first. I'm going to use the Muse Tarot. I've had this deck for a little while and I haven't used it in a video yet because I kind of wanted to get used to it, but I've done some private readings with it and I've pulled loads of cards for myself as well, so I'm kind of getting used to it. All the suits in this have very different names to the usual tarot names, but we will get used to it, and it is a fantastic deck. Maybe you've already got it. If so, let me know in the comments below. I would also like you to let me know which cards you picked, because that kind of helps our spirit guides get zeroed into one another. But just while I'm shuffling here, let me ask you, please, would you mind hitting that subscribe button? It does the channel no end of good, and it really bigs up this kind of esoteric video on YouTube, which I think needs bigging up a little bit. It's very big to those of us who believe in these things, of course, but the world is full of people who either don't believe in it or think it's something downright bad, which is a shame because it's one of the best things going. So please do hit the subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you, and do please check to see if you're still subscribed, actually, because YouTube will keep removing subscribers. It seems to like doing that. Right, let's put those out of the way. And we have got 5 cards. Okay, let's just fan them out for you to have a look. There we go. Beautiful deck, actually, and you know, all the more beautiful because it's brand spanking new and nice and clean. Hasn't been read from very often, but I'm sure that is about to change. So anyway, friends, do you want to pick card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, card number 4, or card number 5? Make that choice now. Trust your inner psychic. That is very much where it's at. Okay, so card number 1. Beautiful mint green, just general beautiful colours on this card. Let's turn it round. What have we? We have, can't read it in the camera, that's my eternal problem, the 3 of Inspiration. Okay, so we're quite early in the journey of the inspiration suit here. And looking down here, there's dominoes all over the place, kind of spread out. Some of the dominoes seem to be in play, some of them don't, because it's one of those things where you kind of push one domino at the end and they all fall down. I should know what they're called, really. There's loads of YouTube videos of people playing with dominoes. If only there were as many YouTube videos of this deck, actually, which is pretty amazing. And here is the character, you know, and the dominoes are kind of, as they're falling down, they're leading around her. So as things fall apart around us, there's always the inspiration for something amazing to happen, like that domino thing, whatever it is. It's always very amazing when you watch it, is it not? And we've got the turquoise colour that actually appears on a great many of these cards, actually. But just puts me in mind of the turquoise crystal and, you know, the whole meaning of that light blue it's a throat chakra colour, about speaking your truth. And when you're inspired, of course, you always want to be speaking your truth. But if you pull this card, friends, maybe it's difficult for you to speak your truth because it is the 3 of Inspirations, you know. So maybe that inspiration isn't new to you. Maybe it's kind of kicking in. Maybe you've had that inspiration a while and you just kind of don't know exactly what to do with it, which is a position a great many of us find ourselves in, unfortunately. Or is it unfortunate? Maybe not, because it makes us think. That's the thing. And eventually we get our truth out there. You know, the truth is inescapable. It will always come out in the end. There's no getting away from that. So in a way, the longer we're thinking about it, the longer we're contemplating it, the stronger the message is going to be. And by the way, if you're a regular viewer, thank you. And I'm sorry I didn't get a video out yesterday, but the inspiration it was sort of there, but I couldn't really put it into words. And there's no point just randomly pumping out videos if you're not actually going to be able to say anything in the video. But here is the 3 of Inspirations, telling me that, you know, eventually I'll get my videos out, and telling you, dear viewer, if you pick this card, that your voice will eventually be heard. So think about that throat chakra. Think about cleansing it. Think about clearing it, if that's what you need to do. It's a visualization. You just kind of visualize it as a beautiful, clear turquoise chakra, and you give any concerns, any problems you feel around it to the angels, and they will transmute it. It will be transmuted on the highest level. So there is the 3 of inspirations setting off this journey, this Muse Tarot journey that we're all getting stuck into here. This one is the 7 of materials, and it is card number 2. If you picked card number 2, this one's for you. Maybe you picked all 5, actually. That is definitely an option. The materials represent the pentacles, by the way. And so here we have essentially the 7 of pentacles, and you can see the message is very similar here. This lady is looking at all this work that's been done, all laid out in a nice straight line, but she's not about to go rushing forward. It's another steady progress pentacles card, really. The 3 of pentacles is the real steady progress one, of course. But here, the progress is so steady and so likely to succeed, actually, because being the number 7, it's quite high up in the suit of pentacles. Things are going swimmingly, as it were. Things are working out, but she just wants to muse and make sure that she is actually doing her best with everything. Let me take a closer look at this card that isn't in the camera screen. That always helps me. And yeah, she's got a bunch of flowers herself, and I guess she's wondering where to put those flowers in this long chain. And that is a question so many of us have to ask, is it not? Quite often, actually, that question comes up. And I'm so glad I'm into these things, such as the tarot and spiritual practices, crystals, mediumship and everything, because questions come up and that helps me answer them. I feel kind of sorry for folks who can't answer their questions that way, because sometimes it's the only way. In the background, I don't know how well it's showing up, let's bring it up close, but in this black circle we have the universe represented, really. So there you are, dear viewer, in the middle of the universe, wondering what to do, thinking about it. But again, just like in the last card, actually, it's okay to take time, it's okay to wait, and it's okay to muse on the situation. Very fitting for the Muse Tarot. Card number 3 now, and here we have the 7 of Voices, and the suit of Voices is essentially the suit of Swords. Feast your eyes on this. All these cards are beautiful, actually, but just feast your eyes on that, the 7 of Voices. And just like the traditional 7 of Swords, there's something going on that actually could be seen in one of 2 ways. Either there's a painful lesson been learned and somebody has wronged somebody, or maybe, well, usually someone's been wronged, actually, but maybe that being wronged is actually going to teach you a lesson. Maybe that's why the universe wanted it to happen. And we can see this foxy lady sitting here, foxy in a more esoteric sense than anything else. And she's looking straight at the camera, you know, she's not being a sly fox. She's actually looking right at us. She's not trying to hide anything. So friends, if someone's kind of done you down a bit, try and learn from that, you know. Try and understand that they've probably got some crazy egotistical thing going on, which is where an awful lot of wrongdoing comes from, actually. And accept that it's a lesson, that, you know, the universe has let this happen for a reason. And of course, this is the middle card of the spread. So in a 5-card reading, that is what it's all about. And maybe that's why the first 2 cards were telling us to wait around and not kind of get too crazy with anything. So card number 4, going forward, what have we? And we have the 2 of inspiration. Wow. And that is, I think that's, you know, I'm going to cheat and look at the book because I can't remember. Inspiration, wands. Emotions are cups. Inspiration are wands. Voices are swords. And materials are pentacles, as I just said. So the 2 of inspiration is none other than the 2 of wands, basically. All right, early in the wands journey, the wand's all about getting things done. But again, much is hidden here, really. Most of the card it's a very nice pattern, but it's kind of blank in so many ways. It reminds me a bit, actually, of the floor in the Black Lodge in Twin Peaks, which I'm a big fan of. And thanks again, Ariel Owen, if you're watching, because I really appreciate you sending me Series 3, which I don't know, the powers that be in the UK didn't seem to want to have on TV, so I'd never seen it until you sent me that. But there we go, there's a telescope there, and there is a lot to be seen, but you've kind of got to just open this little hole in the wall to be able to see out, and it's very early in terms of getting things done. But the covers are off, and things are actually going to start happening. So if you pick this card, you might have to make quite a powerful effort to get things off the ground, but the energy is there for things to start happening, for things to keep on the general kind of roller coaster of life, but moving towards actually making things happen, actually getting things done. And the telescope is there. So as you're musing, as you're thinking about all this, the potential is there to see a long way and to make things happen. And I'm delighted to see that card number 5 is the Magician, actually, because whether you just picked this card or whether you picked all of them, or maybe you picked 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of them, then this is telling you that, you know, we're all the master, the mistress, whatever you want to call it, of our own destiny. We're in charge of our own destiny, and we do actually have the tools to make stuff happen. And this character is reaching up into the skies, holding up the cup, and catching the energy of that rather colourful storm that's passing overhead. And it's kind of coming down through her like lightning and spreading off down at the bottom here into the distance. Let's look a little bit closer. Yeah, this structure here, it's kind of, you know, it's around her feet, obviously, but she is very, very tall, if that's the case, and it looks a bit like a crown as well, but only because the rock is sticking out of it. So if you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, that difficult situation actually becomes your kind of crown and glory, because it reminds you you've got ability, you've got possibilities, you've got all the tools you need to do the job, and you are going to be able to go ahead, you are going to be able to move forward. So there we go. There is my first attempt with the Muse Tarot. Apologies that I haven't quite got my head 100% round it yet, but it's esoteric. All I'm doing is passing on stuff from the spirit realms, which I love doing. Hit the subscribe button, friends, and you will be notified about my live feeds, which I'm trying to do every Tuesday at the present time. And if you hit the subscribe button, you will get a notification when that comes up. Drop a thumbs up on this one, please, if you've enjoyed it. And why not leave me a comment? We will share the journey. It's always interesting. And like I said at the beginning, it helps our spirit guides get zeroed in so we can all work together, so the magic can keep on flowing on Merlin's Mountain. And Merlin's Mountain is all about the magic flowing. That's what we're here for. And I hope that's what you're here for anyway, because that's what I'm here for. So right, keep it Merlin's Mountain. Hit the subscribe button. I'll see you again in a future video, friends. Take care of yourselves. Love and light, blessings and peace.